Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and this is the HP EliteBook x360, which is starts at $1249. It's a business class 360-degree laptop with a convertible tablet sort of style design, and it follows the Spectre x360 in terms of sort of how that works. It's thin, it's light, and it's got this screen that you can tilt back all the way, and then keep tilting back all the way, which is always fun to do with one hand, until you can prop it up this way. You can switch to tablet-style user interface, and you can use your fingers to interact. Now, you can also use a pen to interact. At the $1249 level, doesn't include the pen. It's sold as a separate accessory, but some of the higher-priced SKUs do include a pen. And so, among other things, you can use that to hover a mouse cursor, do pressure-sensitive writing, multitasking, and all sorts of other things. So the pen support is a nice feature to have. And back to Windows mode. And Continuum does... Oh, wait, no, it did a... Yes, we want to switch. There we go. And we're back to desktop style mode. So the computer has a backlit keyboard. You can see the keys sort of light up here. It's a little bit bright in here, so it's a little bit hard to tell. And it also has some business-friendly features, which help make it into the business class EliteBook series instead of a Spectre series laptop. So, for example, there is the privacy shield. So when you first look at this, you think, wow, I can't see anything from the side. In 2017, they're putting out something with awful viewing angles, but that's actually a feature, not a bug. So the viewing angles are actually pretty excellent from any angle, which is important when you're dealing with touchscreen, tablet-style notebooks. But if you don't want people to be able to see what you're working on when you're working in public, that private shield comes in handy, because now suddenly the screen washes out and you can barely see what's happening if you're trying to look over somebody's shoulder from the side. Other business class features, if we look at the ports here, we've got a smart card reader, a micro SIM card slot. There's 3G and 4G support in certain countries. There's the volume buttons. We've got power button here, USB Type A port, headset jack, and over here we've got a fingerprint scanner, and on the other side we've got USB Type C, HDMI, USB Type A, and a micro SD card slot. One feature that does make it maybe a little bit less friendly for some businesses is the fact that you can't replace the batteries. So if you're used to having sort of older laptops, then the battery dies and you replace the battery, that's not something you can do when you've got sort of these thin and lights. But you do get an awful lot of battery life. It's
16.5 hours.
Estimated 16.5 hours. It's going to depend on what you're actually using it to do. But that battery's going to be good for at least a couple of years and hopefully last as long as the laptop. So that's sort of one sacrifice, but the EliteBook x360 is hardly the only computer that's making that. And in exchange for that, what you get is a notebook that weighs around 3 pounds or so. 2.8 pounds, and has a 13.3-inch Full HD display, and again is coming soon for $1249 and up, with a Core i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and 128 gigs of storage for that entry-level model. But it's available with up to 16 gigs of RAM, up to a Core i7 Kaby Lake processor, and up to 512 gigabytes of storage. This is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and a first look at the HP EliteBook x360.